Next is content in detail. First, why are public speaking skills important in our academic career? Writing a good quality academic paper is very important. At the same time, delivering our research with our public speaking skills in an effective way is also of crucial importance. Occasions that we need our public speaking skills include when we have to make academic presentations about our researches and when we have to chair academic conferences. Second, what are the essential elements of public speaking skills for researchers? There are 5 elements identified here. First is pronunciation. And there are 4 questions you can ask yourself in terms of pronunciation in your process of preparing for your presentation. First, have I pronounced the words correctly? Second, how appropriately have I used stress and intonation? Third, how well can the audience understand me? And fourth, is my voice strong and clear? Second is lexical resource, or in other words, vocabulary. There are also 4 questions you can ask yourself. First, are the words and expressions I use appropriate and accurate? Second, do I have a good range of vocabulary to cover the topic? Third, have I used correct word forms? And fourth, how well can I talk about the research topic? Third is grammatical range and accuracy, or grammar in short. And there are 3 questions you can ask yourself. First, have I used a variety of simple, compound, and complex sentences? Second, have I used a range of structures to convey modality, conditionals, active or passive voices, cause or effect, and tenses? Different from writing, speaking, in terms of public speaking skills, we don't need many complex sentences. However, a variety of the sentences and diversity in the structures would make our presentation really stand out. And the last question is, how well can the audience understand me even though I have made some errors? Errors or tiny mistakes sometimes are inevitable, and the whole presentation is about communication between 2 minds. So the delivering in a way that's clear and approachable and understandable to the audience is a key. And here is some reference on the differences between simple sentence structures, compound sentence structures, and complex sentence structures, which you can see in the document. And the 4th element is fluency and coherence. And there are 4 questions you can ask. First, can I speak at length on the research topic? Second, have I organized my ideas logically? Third, have I used appropriate linking words? And last, do I speak clearly and smoothly? In order to practice coherence part, there's a short exercise you can do, and you can see from the document. The last part is about concision and precision. There are 2 questions you can ask yourself when you are preparing for a presentation. First, can I elaborate on the research topic concisely? So the word choice is very important. We need to choose the words wisely. If we can describe and summarize our sentences in 3 words or in 4 words, then don't extend it with 6 or 7 words. Try to be concise. And second, have I presented my ideas with details and precision? So what we can do is, first of all, state our main leading statement and then add and support the leading sentences with more details and further elaborate. And the 3rd question is how to improve our public speaking skills. Here are some activities we can do. First, shadowing exercise, or what we can do on our own. So what we can do is first find a public speaker that we like. And second, listen to, observe, and learn his or her public speaking skills. Especially pay attention to the essential elements we mentioned in the previous part. And the last part is to imitate the speech. And here you can watch a video about the shadowing exercise and how we can do it. And next is a mirroring exercise, which is also what we can do when we are on our own. What we can do is first practice a 2-minute speech, and then whilst practicing it, record it. And then after that, listen to the speech again. And last, write down the feedback. And then try to adjust your content, improve it, and then record it again. And the third exercise we can do is to find a speaking buddy. So what we can do is to first find a public speaking practice buddy, and second, prepare for our research presentation, and then present it, and then we can discuss and exchange our feedback. The fourth one is a group practice we can do, and it's a mini Toastmasters mock meeting. So what we can do is to practice public speaking skills in a meeting with different themes. And there are different meeting roles involved, including counter, timer, grammarian, evaluator. And here's a video you can watch about how the Toastmasters meeting works, and also a website link which you can check to see what it is about. In terms of, for example, counter, this is to help us to avoid the gap-filling words in our presentation. And for the timer role is to help us keep track of our time and gradually develop a sense of time in our presentation. And third, grammarian is to help us improve our grammar in our public speaking sessions. And evaluator is to have a second opinion and very positive or constructive feedback from another person. So these are the exercises we can do. And the fourth is to incorporate PowerPoints or other visual aids into our public speaking presentations. This is a core skill for most of our academic career whilst giving conference papers or when we are lecturing. And the key is that we need to first of all understand it is visual aid. And the word aid pretty much summarizes everything about it. Is to help and assist our research presentation. This is not the key or leading part. It is to help us to deliver in a more constructive way. And what we need to focus on is what we say is what matters most. In other words, the content is the key. And on top of that, we need to be concise and precise, as we mentioned in the previous session. And what we can do is to choose our visual aids wisely. My suggestion would be to find relatable and engaging content. As I mentioned earlier, any presentation or any kind of lecturing or delivering our research presentations is a communication between two minds. It's not just a one-person storytelling. So finding content that would appeal to the audience is also important. And at the same time, you can also combine your research with some self-experience to share, which will make the audience feel like they can relate to a topic more. And the resources I recommend would be Prezi, which is a visual presentations and interactive presentation software you can use. It's more vivid and more dynamic compared to PowerPoint. And the fifth part is about what if, in terms of all the different scenarios and problems we might encounter in our presentations and what we can do about it. So this part includes what could go wrong. And things and scenarios include what do I do if I realize I am running short of time, and how I can best respond to the questions, and how to manage stress and problems during the presentations. So as to the different what-if scenarios and the advices, first, what can I do if I realize I'm running short of time? First, calm down and don't panic. And second, be flexible, which means obviously going over time is not ideal, but still what you can do with your time is very flexible. So try to quickly decide on choosing the most important content and then make it brief and concise. So very quick decision-making process, and remember to be flexible. And when that happens, besides don't panic, also pace yourself well. And what I would suggest as well in your daily life, what you can do to practice is to do, for example, Toastmasters spontaneous speech training. So for example, you think about something, you look at something, and then start talking about it for 2 minutes. And then you would first of all be more comfortable talking about something spontaneously. And second, you would gradually develop your sense of time during presentation. And the second question might be, how can I best respond to the questions? So first of all, what you can do is to make sure that you understand the question well. If you don't, make sure that you ask the question again and then give your answers first and then explain. So first of all, give your answers, and then whilst giving your answers, think about how you can support it with more details. And then try to divide your contents into points, which I find very helpful. When you divide into points, first of all, you will have a better understanding about what you want to say, and you will be more in control of the content. And for the audience as well, they would be better understanding what you were saying. And in the end, try to summarize it, so including the key points and then recap what you said briefly. And the third question might be how to manage stress and problems during the presentations. So my suggestions would be, first, be laser focused on what you are saying now. Most of the times when we are very nervous during presentations, it's because we are too self-conscious. So be a little bit less self-conscious and instead focus on the content. This, I find, is very helpful, which helps us divert our nervousness to the delivering process. And instead of worrying about what mistakes you might make during the presentation, try to focus on what you are saying now and what you will say next. Which also, as research shows, people's attention frame and how the audience would focus more would always be what you are saying now and what you will say next. So focus on that and then divert your energy. Other general tips might include, first of all, as I mentioned many times, public speaking is indeed a form of communication between minds. It's not a one-person storytelling process. So focus on what you want to say and at the same time deliver it in a clear and concise way. And second, try to organize your thoughts and ideas into points. This will help you organize your ideas, and also the content will be delivered in a more logical way. And other resources you can use, as I mentioned before, the Toastmasters website and our existing resources on giving conference papers.